Good afternoon, everyone. It is David Schlotthauer here on this Wednesday, keeping an eye on the severe weather risk for Wednesday and Thursday, as the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk for day 1 and also for day 2. We will also be talking about that moderate to heavy snowfall across the Great Lakes in this video. So now we're going to be taking a look at our simulated reflectivity forecast. This shows us where it's going to be snowing, where it's going to be raining, but also it shows us where there could be severe weather on the HRRR model, and this is for Wednesday. So if you're in Jackson, Mississippi, if you're in Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama here, we do have some low top supercells. These are not particularly strong, and this is for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for your Wednesday, but it's gonna get more interesting as we go into the evening hours here for your Wednesday. So let's fast forward this into about 7 p.m. Central Time. We do have a supercell that could pop up near Jackson, Mississippi. We have a couple just to the north of Tupelo in Mississippi, right around the Tennessee and Mississippi border. But we also have strong thunderstorms here that could pop up around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Also for Tulsa, Oklahoma, to the east of Oklahoma City, we have some pretty intense thunderstorms here, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center has issued slight risk for severe weather for this region of Oklahoma and northeastern Texas. So by 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on your Wednesday, we can see there is the line of storms. This goes further south into Waco. So yes, maybe some large hail, some strong winds, and maybe a brief tornado. But especially over here towards Little Rock, Tupelo, you could see some elevated convection here. And this could be capable, again, of producing some large hail and strong winds. Look at this. Over Louisburg in Tennessee, some strong thunderstorms right along that warm front as those move to the north, but it's only going to get more interesting by the time we go into Thursday morning. Let's go forward there all the way into about 3 in the morning. Look at this. Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, Louisburg, Nashville, Tennessee. We are seeing widely scattered intense thunderstorms that are anticipated over the region, including for northern Mississippi. Some diffused showers and thunderstorms over southeastern Texas into northwestern Louisiana, central Arkansas, right over the Little Rock and to the north there near Jonesboro, Poplar Bluff there to the northwest of there. You got some strong showers and thunderstorms. And of course for St. Louis, Missouri, you're expecting to see some thunderstorms that are that could be somewhat severe, but not too severe, which is the good news. This is one of the reasons why the Storm Prediction Center has went enhanced on their severe weather severity scale over the Middle-Tex region. This includes for the western Tennessee Valley into northwestern Mississippi. Right in here is where we have the best chances of seeing some strong tornadoes. In fact, let's take a look at that. There's a 10 sig for tornadoes over the Arkansas, the Mississippi, southwestern tip there of Tennessee. So like the Memphis area, you're under a threat for strong tornadoes into the overnight hours tonight, surrounding by a 5% chance and a 2% chance of tornadoes. But not only that, this is also driven by a 30% chance for strong damaging winds that could get up to 65 miles an hour or greater, maybe even 70 perhaps. Northern Louisiana, northeastern portion there of Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, under the slight risk for strong damaging winds. Topping that off with large hail too. We got some large hail perimeters for northeastern Texas that could be significant in Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. By 8 in the morning on your Thursday, still some strong thunderstorms there over Tupelo, Mississippi, Louisburg in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee to your east. We got that line of severe thunderstorms here. Again, large hail, strong winds are a for sure bet. And yes, we could see tornadoes as well with those. But here is where the cold front actually is. It is draped over Houston, Lake Charles, near Lake Charles, all the way up into Memphis and Jackson. this is going to be the focal point where more severe thunderstorms will pop up in the afternoon. In fact, as we do take a hitchhike to about 3 p.m. Eastern time, we do see lots of semi-discrete and discrete storms firing up over Jackson, Mississippi, all the way across Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lake Charles area, to the northeast into Lewisburg, Nashville, Tennessee, into Lexington, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio, and yes, these storms are capable of producing large hail, strong winds, and yes, tornadoes. Some of them could be strong, especially over the central western Alabama, central eastern Mississippi region, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk for severe weather all the way from the deep south, like the Alabama-Mississippi border, all the way into central Tennessee, central Kentucky, and southeastern portion there of, say, Indiana, and central and southwestern Ohio. Yes, this is driven by a threat for tornadoes, a 5 to 10% significant for tornadoes all the way into the Ozarks and the Deep South, and even for portions of the upper Midwest, driven also by a threat for 30% damaging winds in the red here, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, all the way down into the Deep South here of Mississippi and Alabama. And not only that, there's also a 15% risk for large hail, also in the same areas where there's going to be the best chances for strong tornadoes as well. So again, a pretty big day now looks to be on Thursday. Wednesday night into Thursday, going to be the worst as far as severe weather goes. By 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, there is widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, discrete, semi-discrete, clustered supercells across Jackson, Tupelo, Montgomery, Birmingham, Huntsville, Lewisburg, Knoxville, Nashville. Again, this is going to be the best area for the severest weather. Not to mention also up here in Charleston, West Virginia, into eastern Kentucky, you also have a pretty good shot at seeing some pretty rough weather. And that continues all the way through about 2 to 3 in the morning on your Friday. Now, let's talk about that snowfall for the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest, because it's going to be pretty stinking dicey as far as it goes. If you're doing any road traveling, if you're going anywhere with friends, family, you definitely need to be aware of the forecast for your Thursday. Primarily, that's going to be wicked. So let's go and take a look at the HRRR model for the forecast, because things are going to deteriorate in the Chicago area as early as about 7 in the morning for your area. Milwaukee by about 7 in the morning, so your morning commute could get impacted. Peoria, there in Kentucky, or not in Kentucky, Illinois, there is a mixed bag of sleet and freezing rain that is anticipated. To the south of there, it's going to be in the form of rain. But look at this. This is going to continue getting into possibly Port Huron, as well as Detroit, as early as about 11 in the morning, maybe 10 in the morning for your area. And then look at this. It's going to continue to snow throughout the day. So this goes all the way into 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be snowing pretty stinking good, including some lake effect bands that could set up here on the central and southern portion of Lake Michigan. South Bend in Michigan could get hit pretty good. But look at this. All this pink here, purple, indicates freezing rain potential. Toledo, Detroit, Cleveland, Lake Erie, and Erie, Pennsylvania here. Look at that. Could see some freezing rain. Buffalo could get some freezing rain out of this. No snow for you all. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you guys you're going to get more snow. But look at this. By 1 in the morning, on your Friday, nice good snow band that does set up over Indianapolis, Lafayette, and South Bend in the Indiana region as that storm passes its way overhead and moves to your east. Colder air comes in out of the north. Here's a look at those latest snowfall totals. Of course, again, we're keeping an eye on that. Right now, anywhere between 2 to 4 inches of snow is anticipated over northern Illinois, Southeastern Iowa might get as much as 3 to 5 inches of snowfall, but look at this. Northwestern Kansas, southern Nebraska here, you're going to get quite a bit, maybe as much as 6 to 8 inches, maybe 6 to 10 inches perhaps, and some of the higher elevations here over Colorado, northern portion there of New Mexico might see as much as 9 to maybe 15 inches. And then of course over Michigan and the extreme northeast, you might get as much as 4 to 8 inches of snow, just depending on what exactly happens and how this all sets up and exactly where you're at. Now, there is a little area here on the map. I'm going to closely zoom in on this, and you can see in that one area in northwestern portion there of Indiana, near the Bend portion, you might get as much as 5 to 8 inches of snow, and that's all thanks to the lake effect snow, and that will be dependent on how that all sets up too. For that reasoning, the National Weather Service has went a winter storm warning all the way from New Mexico, Colorado, and portions of the Four Corners like Arizona into the High Plains and the Midwest, including for Iowa and northern Missouri. A winter weather advisory is issued near the Chicago area, right on the border between a wind advisory and a winter storm watch for that area, because strong winds are also anticipated with this winter storm. If you're enjoying this video so much, hit the red subscribe button right now, hit the like button, and also share this video with your family and friends on social media. It is just not the severe weather and the heavy snow that we're worried about with the second storm system that's coming in, but also the heavy rainfall that comes with these storms that could lead to a marginal risk for heavy rainfall and flooding across the Tennessee Valley, the Kentucky and Western Kentucky region, into northwestern Mississippi and western, or eastern, I should say, in Arkansas. So this is the area that we're concerned about here. And again, I will blow this up on the screen so you all can see a lot better, because there is a marginal risk for heavy rainfall. But not only that, let's go into day 2. Day 2 looks more significant. There's a slight risk for heavy rainfall and flooding across central, like Nashville, Tennessee. If you're in Morristown, Tennessee, and eastern portion there, you're under a slight risk for heavy rainfall and flooding. This goes into Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, like the Baton Rouge area, northern Georgia, like Atlanta, under a marginal risk for heavy rainfall, West Virginia, and even for the southern portions here of the Ohio Valley, including for western tip there of the Carolinas, like South and North Carolina and the Appalachians, under the risk as well for heavy rainfall that could lead to flood potential. Now that we talked about your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week, let's talk about next week. There's a storm system that I'm watching very closely on the latest GFS and European model runs that have been pretty consistent now for over 3+ days, and this now warrants a little bit more of a concern that we could be looking at our next big winter storm for the northern plains and for the Great Lakes region, with maybe another round of severe weather. Let's dive into this. So this is for Tuesday morning, February the 21st, 2023. There's a winter storm that develops over Oregon and Washington and the Idaho region. You can see the blues indicating moderate to heavy snowfall, while the darker greens and yellows indicate moderate to heavy rainfall. So let's go forward, because this is going to become pretty significant. All right, so by the time we go into Wednesday morning, February the 22nd, we can see the system really gets nasty. We got strong high pressure to the north. We got light to moderate snowfall over the northern tier of the United States, stretching into the Great Basin. And look at all this cold air in the wake of this cold front that is going to be sloshing southward. But look at this. Out ahead of this, we do have the threat for severe weather over Tennessee, over the Oklahoma region, as well as, say, portions of Missouri and Arkansas under the threat. But look at this. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Potentially a very significant winter storm. Now, again, I'm going a little ahead of myself here as far as this all goes, but I want to make this clear to you all. You'll probably find this on other weather channels. They're probably going to say this is going to be a deadly winter storm. We're going to see blizzards. We're going to see extreme weather conditions with this. They are hyping this up just to get views. I want to make that clear. I hate calling out other weather YouTubers out there. I'm just calling this out in the general weather community because I want to make sure I am accurate I am honest, and I am reliable. All right, so just because you see this on the screen that, oh my gosh, this is a very strong winter storm, you guys may be thinking, well, it's a little too far out still. This is 186 hours out. So this yields low to medium confidence in the forecast. Even so, we're seeing something like this. Well, anyways, if you did enjoy today's video, please consider subscribing, slapping that like button, and leaving a comment in the section below. What is your favorite weather and why? Please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to reply to those as soon as I can. But yeah, maybe live streaming this evening. If not, I will have more weather content for you all tomorrow. Stay tuned to the channel for more updates.